We all know what it feels like to live in a home that's not quite right. You feel as though you're squeezing your life and your family's into a space that wasn't built for you. Each household task feels more complicated than it needs to be. The layout frustrates you at every step. With poor ventilation and a lack of natural light, the spaces do nothing to improve your mood. And there's often friction in the very act of living, but a new home can change all of that. Admittedly, new homes don't have a great reputation. We see far too many off-the-peg developments that don't exactly inspire us with a vision for a better way of living. They all look the same. They're built with no regard for the place or the wider landscape, and they're certainly not built around you. It doesn't have to be like that, and we'd love the opportunity to prove it to you. Get it right and your new home can be transformative. It can give you a sanctuary that you've been craving for, become a place to gather strength, or a place to come together with your friends and family. And it can become the most treasured investment that you'll ever make. It could be a constant in all your lives, always there to welcome you, but adapting as your relationships change, as your family grows, and as you move through life. For us, a new home is a chance to make a difference, not on the wider stage, but in a far more personal way. There's the joy of our unfolding conversations with you, the excitement of the creative possibilities, the freedom of a clean slate, and the anticipation of the most worthwhile of transformations. But there is a rigour and a precision behind our confidence and positivity. The questions will come thick and fast. Do you kick off your shoes the moment you come in the door? Do you need somewhere to put down the shopping? Do you go for long walks at the weekend and find yourself and the dog bring lots of mud into your home? Do you love nothing more than a cool drink sat in the glow of the late afternoon sun? All of these little details allow us to plot your routes through a typical day and begin to imagine the home that fits you perfectly. And while you're thinking about your journey through your home, we're also thinking about the right mix of spaces. Spaces that allow you to retreat, spaces that foster togetherness, and spaces that work not just for the way you are now, but the way you'll be living in the future. We're also interior obsessives who want to make sure everything has its right place. Storage for things that you love as well as things that you need should also not be an afterthought. And if you've always yearned for a grand piano but never had the space or the acoustics for it, now's the time to change that. Along with functionality, we're thinking about beauty. Let's not forget that thoughtfully chosen materials and well-honed craftsmanship are at the heart of a home that feels good to be in and good to the touch. It's easy to underestimate the countless times in a day that we grasp a door handle or hold a handrail or just lean against a wall. Let's make every one of those touch points a moment to enjoy. It's about looking good too, and we don't just mean that in a superficial way. William Morris said that you should have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. And we think this applies to your house itself as much as what you fill it with. In our eyes, every new home is a chance to enhance the landscape that surrounds us. As architects working in the heart of the beautiful South Downs, it's something that we take very seriously. We see the planning process, whether here or further afield, not as an obstacle in your path, but as a call to create something truly worthy of the space or the earth that it stands on. And every site has its own promise waiting to be made true. In our Herefordshire farmhouse project, that promise is a relationship between the heritage orchards of the farm that surround it and the views across the lake. At the farmhouse, it led us to an arrangement of courtyard gardens which wrap around the house, rooting it in the landscape. And at the Meads in Eastbourne, the house is centred on an internal courtyard for privacy, retreat and sanctuary. But your house will of course be different. Perhaps a far off horizon draws the eye, or a rolling landscape is waiting to be let in. Whatever it is that makes your place special will alert you to the possibilities. So far we've been focused on the very bespoke nature of what we do, but whoever and wherever you are, there's one thing that does not change, and that's the need to build a home that will keep you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and will use as little energy as possible in the process. It's much more than just a question of filling the walls and roof with insulation. It means thinking about the way the house faces, about the materials that are going to go into making it, and about harnessing the very best and very latest technologies where they're needed. We don't pretend to know it all, and we know we never will, We do have a network of experts on hand who we can rely on for great advice where we need it. Just like the homes of the past, which we still love today, the best new homes are those that are built to last, untouched by fleeting trends or short-term thinking. Let's cast our minds forward 100 years from now and see a home with a history. Let's see a home which has been much lived in and much loved by you and by future generations.